Welcome to another episode of Inside Rangers Football. As always, I'm your host, Brant Freeman, joined by Smithson Valley head coach Larry Hill. The Rangers coming off a tough one this past Friday, their first loss of the season, dropping the record of 7-1 and their 27-6A record of 4-1, a 33-32 setback to Judson in a wild game here at Ranger Stadium. And Coach, the game again, it had its ups and downs, especially late in the game where it felt like one team was going to win and then the other one was able to take the lead. And again, it was a really interesting back and forth affair this past Friday. What were your takeaways?
Well, just what you said. It was wild and back and forth. It's kind of what you would expect and has been what you would expect when these two teams play. I mean, a year ago it went down to the last play. It went down to the last play here. A couple years ago it was overtime. That's kind of what happens when we play them and they play us. And they played as they were capable of playing. They didn't commit turnovers. They didn't get penalized. Some of the things that had haunted them in some of their close losses. And, they have excellent players. And, but we gave ourselves a chance to win. We didn't think we think we made some mistakes from a coaching standpoint, particularly, and on the field. And, but at the same time, when you make mistakes, sometimes the way the game's going, you can overcome that and win, maybe even win handily. In some games, like a lot of them are in our district, your margin for error is so small that it could cost you. But Judson made one or two more plays than we did, and a 1-point loss for us resulted.
So again, 5 touchdowns scored in the final 5 minutes of the game. Judson got the game winner with 8 seconds to go. So very wild back and forth affair. And you and I talked about this last week, that sometimes a wounded animal is the most dangerous. Judson was coming into the game, a very un-Judson-like season. They were 2-5, 1-3 in the district. Their head coach had just been relieved of his duties, but it was a team a lot better than the record showed. Just as you were just saying, as disappointing as it was for you to lose that game, certainly you have to tip your cap to the way Judson played.
Oh, no doubt. And I think sometimes when you lose a game, you tend to look inward. Okay, we should have done this. I should have done this. And if you're not careful, you're not giving credit where credit's due. They made the plays when they needed to. Their kids did what they had to do. It's kind of had a wild back and forth playoff feel atmosphere, in the stadium. And, we just got to pick up our toys and let's go. And all of our goals are still out in front of us, and on we go.
Let's look at the play of your offense from this past Friday. 32 points on the board, big day on the ground from Malachi Lane, 3 rushing touchdowns. Derek Mata had a really nice pass to Zach McDonald, setting up your final touchdown of the game on a 4th down play. And Dylan Domel, another solid game at tight end. So what did you take away from the play of the offense?
Well, we didn't win every drive. You rarely do. And again, we're not in a league to where you get to score every time you have the ball or stop them every time they get the ball. But, I thought we were consistent most of the night. I thought, our offensive line played well against some really talented, soon-to-be Saturday player-type kids on their defensive front. Travis and Malachi, you mentioned running the football, and then we had a couple of nice throws and catches there that, so I thought we were smooth and consistent. We failed on a 4th down in their end of the field where if we'd kept that drive alive, Mike could have gone in and went up by 2 scores, but we did make some plays at the end, in a 2-minute situation, went down the field, and gave ourselves a chance to win, scoring with 50-odd seconds left. So we were pleased, but not pleased with the outcome.
Defensively, it seemed like it was feast or famine. Either you got off the field, forcing a 3-and-out, getting a punt. Never got that game-changing turnover, though. Right. And then Judson, anytime they scored, it was always the big play, the home run play, the explosive play. When you look back at the play of the defense from Friday, what do you see?
Well, just that, you can say, well, really, other than 3 long throws, we played great defense. Well, those 3 long throws and their touchdowns, those count. And, so we knew that going in, that they were more than capable of making those explosive plays. And, not just from one kid, okay, well, we'll put 2 on him, or we'll spy the quarterback or whatever. They got multiple playmakers at all receiver spots. Quarterback's dynamic with his feet as well as with his arms. So, it's not as simple as that. You've got to play well for all 40, 50, 60 snaps of defense and prevent explosives, which is easier said than done. And in the end, they made one more of those than we could afford to give them.
Again, a tip of the cap to the Rockets as they won the game this past Friday, but the Rangers also made their share of plays in defeat against the Rockets. So with that, let's take a look at this week's Plays of the Week.
We got some good ones, so let's go take a look. Our first big play is a defensive play. We're going to focus on Camden Egley, one of our senior safeties, three-year letterman, starter for us there at safety. This is early in the ball game. Judson's on the move. You can see they're on our end of the field, and they fake a run, and Camden initially does what he's supposed to do, which is play the run threat. But as the play unfolds, he recognizes that it's a pass and retreats, gets back in there, and then when the ball's thrown, you can see he jumps right in front of the receiver, makes a big catch right there on our sideline, and gets us some momentum when we badly needed it. There's Camden from the offensive point of view. You can see he's reading his keys. First he gets that run threat. You know, they fake to that receiver on a jet sweep. Camden plays it initially. Then you see him reverse his field right there. And then the ball's thrown, makes a great reaction, you know, really extends himself, gets airborne, makes a big catch, and heck of a catch on our sideline. Good play by Camden. Okay, a special teams play. How many times have we said this year? You know, the kicking game is big, and Malachi Lane once again comes up big for us. Comes off the edge. They're trying a field goal to extend their 7-0 lead to 10, and Malachi blocks it. You can see the ball suspends in the air. We almost take it on a hop and go the other way, but thwarts their scoring threat and gets a little momentum, and we're able to go down and score and tie the game. There's Malachi from a different angle coming off the edge right here. You'll see just does a tremendous job of running to the point and blocks that thing right off the tee. There it is, up in the air there. Big play as we've grown accustomed to by that young man. A little bit of a gadget play here. We'll focus on Kyler Clark. We've seen him catch passes, run sweeps, run reverses, run kicks back. You know, done such a great job for us. Here he's gonna throw one. We run a reverse quite a bit with him and Braden Bafidis, so it looks like the reverse. And to everybody in the stands, including the Judson defense. And then as he comes to a stop, you see Dylan Domel, who's kind of laying in the weeds, and then gets behind him. And then that ball is perfectly thrown. You can see they're trying to catch up, but he drops it. Kyler drops it right in there. Dylan catches it and gets right in the corner of the end zone. Big play before the half, which allows us to tie the game. You can see it from behind the offense. First, we fake the ball hard to Travis McCracken, and then we pitch it, and there's Dylan. He's blocked for a few counts now. He's getting out into the route. Their safety never sees Dylan get behind him. Both he and the corner come up to play Kyler on the reverse, and then we drop it in right over into the corner of the end zone there. Touchdown, big play. Needed some momentum to go our way. And then late in the ball game, very similar. You know, we're behind. We're in a 2-minute situation. We got to go down, try to score to get ahead. And this is a 4th down play. Derek Mata escapes some rush. His ball's not really supposed to be thrown on the run, but he's getting some pressure, and on the run just throws a strike to Zach McDonald. You don't get to see the catch, but you see the reaction on the sideline. You know that we've converted on 4th down. And a couple of plays later, we go in and score to take the lead. From the end zone, you do see the catch that Zach makes. It's pretty impressive because Judson had him covered pretty good. You see the pressure coming, so Derek's on the move. There's Zach. He's locked up one-on-one with their cornerback. That ball is thrown real well to the outside shoulder, and Zach now is going to make his turn, and he catches it, and you can see that left foot get inbounds. Heck of a catch right over there on that bench, and 2 plays later, we go in and score and take the lead. Those are our plays of the week.
And again, that last play that we saw there, that catch by McDonald came on a 4th and 7 play with the game in the balance. You wound up going in for a go-ahead touchdown with Malachi Lane a couple of plays later, but you know, that throw from Derek Mata, I don't know if it's one that he would have made earlier in the season, but he seems to have matured even more as a quarterback as the season has gone along, and that was a very gutsy play by your quarterback in that situation.
It was. He's improving like a lot of our team is, and he did. He got some pressure, had to move out, throw that ball on the run when normally he wouldn't, and threw it really about the only place Zach could have a chance to make a play. And, of course, Zach then did his stuff and made the catch.
So again, Smithson Valley coming off a tough one, but an opportunity to bounce back this Friday. Smithson Valley at home again as they host the East Central Hornets. A game we'll preview coming up right after this on Inside Rangers Football.
Jeremy, 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 guys!
That's who I'm on the phone with right now. Jeremy Fuller, my family's State Farm insurance agent.
Jeremy, Jeremy, Jeremy! Did you call your parents yet? Jeremy, Jeremy, Jeremy!
Let's go Rangers!
What does the new Experience IQ do on the GVTC Wi-Fi app?
Check it out. I'll be the parent and you be the teenagers.
What?
Malachi, get off your phone and study your playbook.
Aw, man.
Nick, are you learning about breeds of kittens?
Gosh, so what? I can't have any privacy?
Not with Experience IQ.
Miss Moore, what are you doing here?
Time to do your homework, Starfighter.
But I was-
Nope, homework now.
I don't like Experience IQ.
This week in Rangers Trivia. This Friday, Smithson Valley faces Coach Hill's alma mater, East Central. Which year did Coach Hill graduate from East Central? Is the answer A, 1985, B, 1979, or C, 1943? The answer is B, 1979. All kidding aside about that last choice, Coach Hill is a proud graduate of East Central, but has also gotten the better of his alma mater over the years, as the Rangers have a perfect 10-0 record all-time against the Hornets, including a 31-7 win last year. That's right, 1979, and Coach, I'm sure it feels just like yesterday.
It does, and I was only 11 when I graduated, so I'm a little younger than if you're doing the math there, trying to guess my age. Probably not something their school's proud of, but you can't have all great graduates, and I'm one of the ones on the dark side a little bit. No, it's other than Smithson Valley, obviously, which is my home. That place holds a lot of fond memories. My dad was the head football coach there, and my mom, of course, taught in that district. My brother and I went to school there. Still have a lot of friends that live out there, and so East Central's always have a warm place in my heart.
So that being said, you'd like to beat the Hornets this Friday, a team that comes in with a record of 5-3, 3-2 in district play, but off the heels of a loss to New Braunfels this past Friday, 31-20. East Central is right in the thick of the playoff race. Really, every game for them from here on out, really like as it is for everybody in the district, feels like a playoff game. So I would expect you to get the best from East Central this Friday.
Well, there's no question, and they're playing really good football. We just lost to a team by 1 point that they beat by 1 point the year before. So if you're just into the comparative score game, there you go. But we beat New Braunfels, but New Braunfels beat them. I mean, I think you got to get out of that in our league. It's about matchups, and but they're playing at a high level, really in every phase of the game. Their offense is clicking, their defense has really been stout, particularly against the run. And they've done some really impressive things with their return game and the special teams. So, just here we go again, just like we've been saying every week in this district.
Caden Basenko is the quarterback for East Central, and a very effective dual threat quarterback at that. Over 1,000 yards of total offense. He has accounted for 18 touchdowns this season. Is there any other quarterback you've played this season that's kind of comparable to what he wants to do? Well,
they're all different, as you know, and he is a dual threat mode. Normally you think of that as throwing the ball and then designed quarterback runs, and they have that, and he's done well with it. But also passing in the passing game, just escaping a rush and buying time and zigzagging over here, maybe scrambling for a big gain or extending the play for a length of time and then throwing it up to one of his big play receivers, which they've got multiple of those. So, he's a pretty heady football player and a talented football player, and I don't know that there's another one just like him in the league.
You mentioned big play receivers. Jackson Stewart for the Hornets, 23 catches, 8 of them are for touchdowns. Now, again, last week, a lot of explosive plays given up in the passing game against Judson. Whenever East Central has success in the passing game, they like to go vertical, big plays for them as well. Were there some lessons learned for you from last week that you can apply to what you might expect to see from the Hornets on Friday?
Well, we certainly expect them to go deep, not just with him, but with the others. They've been able to do it with others as well. And, whether that's in response to us getting hurt a little bit with it the other night, or is it just what they do, or both, And so we know that's, no matter what had happened last week, we know we got to get ready to defend that with East Central. So, tall challenge, but we'll be up to it.
I mentioned the loss to New Braunfels on Friday, 31-20. No shame in that. New Braunfels is a good team and a good offense with 31 points scored. But defensively, East Central also forced 3 turnovers this past Friday. So defensively, to have some playmakers and abilities to make some big plays, what are you seeing from East Central's defense?
Well, I think their front's where it starts. You know, they're TNT, or their interior players. Very big and strong, a little bit reminiscent of the team that we just played. You know, hard to block, and you know, their secondary is very active in run support, and so they have, much like Judson, New Braunfels, and a few others we play, Clemens, they're not really trying to trick you defensively, and they're not trying to confuse you with multiple alignments. They're just really good at what they do, and here we are, see if you can do anything about it. And they've played it very, very well, and as you said, they forced teams into turnovers.
We don't know what the future holds in terms of the playoffs and playing at home here at Ranger Stadium, but it is possible that Friday is your 6th and final home game this year at Ranger Stadium. What message do you have to the fans in terms of the support they've given you this year, and what has finally been a return to a relatively normal year after an abnormal 2020?
Well, we're very fortunate here. We got a long history of winning and community support, and that has only grown and grown. And I think you know, our players are very appreciative of our support, both at home and on the road. We've had good crowds traveling as well, but Ranger Stadium's a special place to play. Always has been, and certainly this year it just seems to have intensified. I think perhaps being away from it and having limited crowds a year ago maybe made us all a little more appreciative of what we had. But you know, our fans come out, our students come out, our band and dance and cheer, our spirit groups are with us, and you know, Smithson Valley is a special place. It's a community, it's not just a school, and nothing typifies that more than when we flip those lights on Friday night.
All right, Coach, best of luck this Friday against the old alma mater.
Yeah, thank you, Brant.
You got it. Again, Smithson Valley against East Central this Friday right here at Ranger Stadium. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock, and we'll have live coverage for you right here on the Rangers Network. Until next week, for head coach Larry Hill, I'm Brant Freeman. You've been watching Inside Rangers Football. We'll see you next time.